Alright guys, Simon here, we are in Minecraft. Yes, we are. So after many hours of walking, a few of which you have seen on video, we have put a desert and mesa to the north of Alpha, of our own home base, as it were, the old Alpha terrain here in the middle of my Minecraft world. So this is the first expansion, I guess. The first time we expand outwards. And mostly it's because I want sand, although there's not as much sand as I would like. I think the sand's actually quite shallow. I think it's only like 2 layers of sand or something, or 2 blocks, deep worth of sand and then a sandstone. I don't know why they decided to make sand so scarce. I mean, I say that and then I realize that I'm doing large biomes and I have massive deserts to the north here. I mean, but then, you need glass. I want glass. Anyway, let's not complain about that anymore. So the plan is basically to make a square. So you see this boundary, this is the northern boundary of the wall. So we're gonna, take the roughly square shape and just gonna expand to the north and make a square. So however wide this is here, from one side to the other, we're gonna take that and then go the same distance in the other direction to the north, and then just kind of make a square and then probably build at least a temporary wall around that, maybe a smaller one. So there is actually I just sleep now. It's probably going to be creepers and spiders and whatnot over there. So the plan is that, yeah, just extend one square, or extend in a square to the north, and that's the plan. That's basically the plan. So the current boundary wall is not quite square, so every so often there's like bits kind of sticking out, and at the corners it kind of, turns back a little bit. It's not completely like it's not regular. The shape is slightly bumpy, as it were. So we're gonna try to avoid that with the new part. There's a lot of enemies here now. Like, I should have slept earlier. You can see creepers and spiders and whatnot. I'm just gonna walk away. I'm gonna walk that way. Hopefully they despawn when I walk away from them. Let's not have that creeper look at me or anything. Alright. So the idea is, yeah, make a square. Oh, the skeleton died. So I'm gonna leave one chunk boundary. I think, wait a minute, that's 2 chunks. Oh no, that's 1 chunk. So because of the way this thing kind of doesn't quite... Actually, is that 2 chunks? It is 2 chunks, isn't it? Hold on. Does it stick out any more at that side? I don't even know. I don't even know if this is correct or not. Is this 2 chunks or 1 chunk? It should be only 1 chunk, but it could be 2 there. Do I need to redo this? Never mind. Never mind, it's not important. It's not important. Alright, so we're gonna leave 1 chunk buffer, and then so 8 blocks in, we're gonna build the wall. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then that's the wall there. So anyway, I'm not gonna do it right here, but that's the idea, right? And I need to count how many chunks it is here. Is a chunk 8 by 8 or 16? Oh no, the chunk is 16 by 16, isn't it? The wall modules are 8 by 8. Chunks are 16 by 6. Alright, so it's gonna have to be 16 blocks from the corner. And that's a chunk. So if we kind of just look carefully at this corner here, we will see very clearly that there's a corner here, and there's a lava lake right at the corner. Alright, so so the idea is from here, 16 blocks in. So, well, that's not gonna help, is it? There's gonna be lava there. So, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14, 15, 16. So that should be 1 chunk in. Actually, can you see chunk boundaries here? Or does it not work like that? 0, 15? Oh, you can. Look at that. In the x-axis, can you guys see that? Like the x-axis at the very end there, there's a bracket number, bracket 0, bracket 15. So that's the, so you can tell the chunks end there. That's kind of helpful actually. And it's also like chunk 13, chunk 14, chunk negative 17. That's actually kind of helpful. Don't know if I want to be using that though, because it seems a bit too much like cheating. And if you kind of rely on that, I mean, it's good that you can see the numbers like that, but you can only see the number when you're standing right on top of the block, whereas if you actually leave, you know, a block of dirt here, the way I usually do, then you can kind of see it from a distance, and you can count it from a distance as well, so that's kind of useful. Or it's, you know, it's more useful. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16... Right. And I don't know if I should waste your time with me just counting this, because that's going to be kind of boring. Alright, so what I want to do is, let's just walk all the way to the other side. Just if you're interested in the sightseeing. So it's desert in this corner, right? So I'm gonna count the chunks all the way to the other side. But I won't waste your time doing that, you know, in the video. But let's walk over there and see what it looks like. Well, I mean, it's gonna look like a desert with chunk boundaries on one side and then the wall there. Just yeah, we'll see if there's anything interesting here. So the idea is, I'll put down those dirt markers, right, and each marker will indicate, you know, a chunk. And then we'll count how many chunks it is going this way to the other corner of alpha, and then we go the same number of chunks northwards, and then we close the square after we've gone that distance. And that's the plan. I mean, it's not that complicated, it's not that interesting, it's just a lot of walking and dirt markers and sand basically, so it's not that interesting, but it's one of those things that I'm gonna have to do because I'm crazy like that, and I like to draw boundaries and build walls and, you know, count blocks. Why? I'm not sure why I do that really. I wonder if I should do that. I can't just walk out and find a nice place and start building. Like, why do I count blocks like this? Because I know the next time they change the terrain, I'm gonna have to delete chunks again, and it'll be much easier if everything is clean now. Like if I build outside of this rectangle, then it's gonna be more difficult to decide what chunks to delete and what not. I mean, the geometric approach to architecture, I guess the Romans did it, and the Renaissance Europeans did it, the Chinese did it, in the sense that, yeah, like they like drawing maps and drawing... Chicken, that was the most stupid thing I've ever seen. But thanks though. Yeah, so what was I saying? Like the Romans, the Chinese, Renaissance Europeans, I guess Imperial France was famous for it. Like they kind of draw maps and they draw lines in the ground and they make things geometric, and then everything's kind of straight and long and impressive and square or rectangle or triangular or whatever it is. Whereas, you know, medieval Europe usually had towns that grew quite organically, in the sense that, you know, you just have one person building a house and then the next person building a house next to it, and not much, you know, pre-planning, as it were, not much regulations as to what people can build and where. And it's a different approach. Like I don't know. I mean, making everything square and straight is not always I mean, it doesn't always mean it's gonna be good looking or anything. There's a bit of ice here, that's interesting. And also, this corner is gonna be in the water, isn't it? Yes, it is. It's gonna be in the water. Actually, what am I... I'm still on... I'm on fancy. That's just the bitmaps. Anyway, so there's a corner here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Actually, no, I want the 17th one, don't I? Because that's the one on the inside. There. So if I do that, see it's 0, 15 in the bracketed number on the end of x and z, 0 and 15. So that's the chunk boundary there. Yeah, so 0 and 15, 0 and 15. All right. So this is the other corner. Here you go. It's if I don't know if you are impressed. maybe I won't count. Maybe I won't count. I just use the F3 window and just put the blocks down when I see the numbers flip over from 15 to 0. That's probably the smarter way to do it, or the easier way to do it at least, instead of counting. Because if I count, I can count 16 blocks, of course, I could do that. But I can also miscount and make a mistake. Whereas if I just do this, so 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 0, so I know it's here, right? So it's, 15 and 0. How big should I make these? That's kind of big. The bigger they are, the more visible they are, of course. And is it really sunset already? Wow, I've been talking for 5 minutes. Alright, so maybe I'm just gonna use that and make it easy for myself to do this. So 15. Do I really need to make it that big? I might as well make it easy to see. Alright, well I'm just gonna do this to the end and then count how many... Actually, do you need to see this? You probably don't. Maybe I should just do this completely off screen. And I'll come back when I've actually made the entire square. Because I mean, you can see what's going to go on, right? I'm just going to count blocks and make a square. And then... yeah, I guess I'll see you at the end. Or unless something interesting happens. If something interesting happens, I'll come back and I'll show you what happens. But probably nothing interesting. Probably just going to be me counting blocks and then it's going to be really boring. Alright, I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, so I've gone and marked out the boundary with dirt and torches and a bit of sand later on. So let's have a walk. Let's have a walk around the boundary, or the new boundary, the sand bound. What should I call this? Let's think of a name for this as well. The new desert part to the north of Alpha. Alright, so let's take a look around this. Obviously, I have seen it already because I've been walking around putting down the dirt and everything. So close to the base, close to home base is sand and the normal deserts. And this goes on here for a little while. And by a little while, I mean for quite a while. There's a village outside the boundary, and that village is not going to have a good time because it's outside the boundary. It's not going to get protection from me. I'm going to build a wall right here, and it's going to be on the outside. So expect a zombie village. I might even just demolish it and save them the horrors of being converted as... I don't know, it's, probably just leave it. Zombie village, guys. We're going to get one of those. So behind the desert there's the mesa, and it's coming into view now. Over there to the left. The mesa actually sticks out into the desert quite a bit there as well. You can see that. It's not a straight line. So there's a mesa there. So there's the red sand and the clay. And actually we're not really halfway, are we? Let me see. Hold on. Where are we? Negative 35. No, we're not even halfway. This is like a third of the way into the new boundary. So this actual desert is not that big. Most of it is actually the mesa. And there's a bit of sand behind that, or in front of that. Which I think is okay. I mean, I don't think there's a problem with that. I mean, there's still sand in the desert, even though it's it's the red stuff. That's still fine. Actually, I wonder why they Because this is just kind of red sand, isn't it? I wonder why they chose to do that. I mean, I think what they could have done is did what they do with the grass. So it's the same grass, but in different biomes it's different colors. I wonder if that would have been a better idea, if they made the sand like that. So if it's in a different biome, it's a different color. So like normal sand is sand, and then maybe they can be like pink deserts. And then, you know, in the mesas it'll be red, as you see like here. And it's just different colors depending on the different biomes. Why not? That seems like an interesting thing to me. And then maybe in some like in like a swamp biome, maybe it's more brown, cause you know swamps are brown. And then maybe deserts can range from like grey to pinkish to yellowish, and the mesas can be red. I don't know, that seems like a good idea to me. Somebody call Notch or call Jeb and suggest that to them, instead of having like two different types of sand that does the same thing. Have one type of sand, but have it different colors depending on what biome you're in. I think that's a great idea. I think Mojang should do that. Somebody call Jeb and tell him. Alright, so there's a Mesa Bryce there too. For those of you who've been leaving messages in my videos telling me that the Bryce biomes are really rare, well there you go, there's another one there. It seems like every mesa I walk into, there's a Bryce in there somewhere, so I don't know how it's supposed to be rare. But there you go, I've got one there. Are you jealous? Are you jealous I've got so many of them? I don't think they're that rare. I mean, Mesa, like, it's huge, look at it. I mean, there's the Mesa Plateau there, there's a Mesa here, there's a Mesa Bryce there. I mean, look how massive this thing is. How would there not be a Mesa Bryce somewhere in here? Anyway, I'm still not convinced that it's rare. I don't know what everyone else is talking about, to be honest. Because every time I've walked into a mesa, I've found one eventually. Yeah, so this boundary wall is going to stop right in front of that plateau. Actually, I don't think I have a plateau within the boundary, within the new boundary. Maybe sometime in the future we just expand forward. Well, actually, no, it sticks out there, so we get a bit of plateau there. Oh, I remember now. Okay, so it kind of like cuts halfway, or it cuts this little sticking out bit of this plateau here. Although the plateaus are, I think they're kind of interesting. Like they're pretty high up, and they're kind of flat at the top, and it's kind of impressive. No idea what I might do on one though, like what I would build there, but I think it looks pretty spectacular. I think they've done pretty well with the mesas. I mean, there's basically like three or four like sub-types of the mesa? I think they've kind of done pretty well here. I mean, swamps are still pretty, you know, uniform, right? And even the closed jungle, or like the black forest, or whatever they call it. I mean, even that's just kind of one thing. I guess the savanna is like a different type of plains, I think you can call it that. And, you know, desert is still just the same desert. But yeah, I think they did really well with the mesa. Like there's quite a lot of variety and interest in the mesa biomes. And they're also massive. Like they're really, really massive. Like the deserts are kind of small now because so much of the dry terrain is mesas. And maybe that's another thing too. Maybe it's because, you know, they have like three or four different types of mesas, only one type of desert. And so then when you kind of spread out all the biomes, you end up with like 3 times as much mesa than you have desert or something. Maybe that's how it works. I don't even know. But it just feels like the mesa's already big. Anyway, it ends here. So there's desert, and then there's a little strip of desert, and then beyond that you can see the trees there. There's a little bit of savanna inside the new boundary as well. So there's the new tree type, which is kind of interesting. We need more animals. We need giraffes, elephants, tigers, and lions. Because, I mean, savannas are pretty boring. Except for the cool animals, right? I mean, if you look at, you know, documentaries of Africa, like if you take out the animals, it's kind of boring. Like no zebras, no tigers, oh, no, not tigers, no lions, no cheetahs, no giraffes, no gazelles, no buffalo. Would they have buffalo? Bison? No, buffaloes are the America and Asia. Yeah, no hyenas, no giraffes. I said giraffes already. No meerkats. Like, we take out the animals. Africa's like the savannas in Africa aren't actually that interesting. So well, there you go. There's no animals here. Can I just sleep? Okay, never mind. Let's just walk a few more steps. Well, there's chickens. I don't know if there's chickens in real world savannas. I feel like they'll get eaten by all the other animals quite quickly, because they have to contend with a lot of other animals. Imagine chickens trying to coexist with cheetahs and leopards and lions. Don't think they'd survive very long. Alright, so here's the corner here. So there's not much savanna inside the new boundary. There's a lot of it outside though. But then it's kind of boring anyway, so maybe I don't care about that. And did I? No, I didn't show you guys this yet. Okay, so let's walk back towards the south. So it's not that big. Does this seem crazy to you? Like I'm saying that, I'm not sure if that's crazy or not. So it's not like I've just kind of doubled the size of the area within boundaries, or I eventually will when I put the boundary up and put torches everywhere. So I've basically doubled the size of the area where I'm building in. And it's not that big, is it? I think maybe I'm slightly crazy. It's 49 chunks square. So it's 49 by 49 chunks. What's 49 by 16? 49 times 16 is... What's 50 times 16? 800 or something. So 800 blocks by 800 blocks, approximately. It's okay, it's not even 1 square kilometer, right? So it's not that big. I guess if you kind of include the chunks outside, because it's gonna be the boundary and then one extra chunk, and then it's the stuff that we can delete, if we ever choose to delete it. So yeah, it's 1 square kilometer maybe. Not quite. I mean, compared to the distance I've been walking this past, I don't know, week or two, trying to find the desert first and then eventually finding this one, it seems like it's not very big compared to the distance I've been walking. It's quite a bit of space to build in though. I mean, you definitely can't see the other end. I think originally the point was, from the center, from the crystal tower, you could see right to the edge, and then just beyond that edge would be where the boundary wall is. And so from the crystal tower you can't see the boundary wall at all. You have to kind of walk out a few chunks, and then the boundary wall will be at the very edge of as far as you can see. So originally that's what it was like. So it's like, if you stand in the middle of this place, you won't see the new boundary neither. So it's that size. It's just bigger than that size, basically, if that makes sense. Anyway, so now we're back to desert. And this is basically the same desert that's just to the north of home base. And that's pretty much our tour around the new boundary. And there we go, you can see the blocks of dirt in the distance there already. Let's try not to fall into anything. Okay, so now I have to think about what to do about it. I'm thinking I'm gonna build a new tower in the middle, because in the middle of the old boundary is the crystal tower. In the middle of this one, I think I'll build a new tower, again with glass, because we have a lot of sand now, so we can make a lot of glass. So a new glass tower. I think this is the plan. I don't promise to build this, but I've been thinking about this. A new glass tower, but something a bit fancier, because the old one is pretty simple now, by my standards. So 40 chunks aside. That's me counting the blocks. Yeah, so in the middle of this, a new glass tower. A pretty fancy one too. Should I do it right away, or should I do something else? I guess I should do it right away. Actually, no, I need to gather resources because I'm almost out of cobblestone. Although I might not use cobblestone here, I might just kind of use glass and the clay. But I still need stairs. Sandstone? Sandstone, glass, and clay? And just not use cobble? Maybe that's a good idea. And then... yeah, and a really fancy tower in the middle of this place. That's the plan. Maybe I'll do it right away. I need to put down, I need to put down torches, and I need to build a boundary wall, but... I guess the torches aren't that important. Actually, there's a village here. Maybe I should fortify the villages. And by fortify, I mean probably just build a dirt wall around it, and then put some torches down. So fortify the villages, and then build a new glass tower. Because since this village is inside the boundary, I guess I should protect it. Right, maybe I should pillage the pyramid there as well. So pillage the pyramid and fortify the villages. I think it's only this one. I'm not sure though. I should explore more inside here. And then a new glass tower, I guess. That's what I'm thinking right now. Not sure what order I'll do it in. I'll probably have... yeah, I should fortify the villages first, because they'll get overrun by zombies if I'm not careful. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is fortify the fortify the villages, and then I'll see what happens afterwards. Alright, I guess that's it for now. I'll see you guys in the next video when we build some walls around villages.